Hey guys, it might look a little different because I'm Mama April instead of Mama Carol. So this is my recipe today for spring and Easter. It is a 4-ingredient, no-bake Easter treat that like everybody is going to love. One of the best things about spring is the birds and everything being Twitter pated. I think it's just adorable. So one of the best things is bird eggs. So we are going to make some bird nest treats that we can eat for Easter or throughout springtime. And the thing is they're wonderful gifts. You can just pop them in little bags and hand them out, and people will think like you're amazing and a genius for these little treats. So what we're going to do, we have a bag of mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. My secret ingredient is peanut butter. These make it taste a little bit like a Reese's peanut butter cup, and that way you have that classic Easter flavor. A container of chow mein noodles. And of course, our bird eggs. So these are robin's eggs that you can get in the Easter aisle. You could also use jelly beans. Jelly beans work too because they just look like little eggs. But these are my favorite. I believe they're made by the Whoppers company. So they're like little egg-colored Whoppers. And so one of the first things we're going to do is we are going to pour our chocolate chips and we're going to get those melted. So come back to me when I'm finished. So I'm going to pour these. I'm going to melt them on like this double boiler here. I've tried doing stuff in the microwave, and like Mama Carol, I always seem to have it seize up on me. I don't know if I'm trying to cook it too quick. So I've got this little method here. I'm going to melt down these chips and I'll be back. And we're back through the magic of the internet. My chocolate has melted beautifully. Now I am going to add a tablespoon, maybe 2, depending on how I feel. I do like it peanut buttery, to my chocolate, and the melting and the heat from the chocolate will actually help incorporate the peanut butter and melt it a bit. So here we go. Got a nice heaping spoonful of peanut butter. You don't know how tempted I am to just put this in my mouth right now, but I won't do that because I love, love, love peanut butter. So I'm going to put that in there, and we're just going to stir it in so it gets incorporated in there. Now, some people do like to use butterscotch chips. That's the beauty of this recipe. It's very like DIY, make it your own. It might be good to use some mint chips or white chocolate if that's how you want it. But I really like the combination of the semi-sweet and the peanut butter because it's not too sweet. So if you're not a person who likes like super sweet, you can use the peanut butter chips or the semi-sweet chips and some peanut butter. So the peanut butter does sweeten it a little bit, but not too much. So we are already incorporated. And so I am going to put this away. And our next step is probably the easiest one of all. We're just going to pour these in the bowl. There we go. They're in the bowl. And what we're going to do is we are going to take our chocolate. Can't tell. Okay, that's a little hot. Not too bad. But I'm just going to protect my hand. And pick this up. Bring it over here. And we're going to pour in our chocolate. This is how we're going to form our nests. I'm going to get chocolate in there. And we're going to stir it in. Now the next part I kind of don't like because it is a little messy, but that's what water and soap is for. You can always wash your hands. But we're going to mix these in. And the great thing is these chow mein noodles, they look like little sticks. So once you melt and push your chocolate in and with the peanut butter and everything, it is really going to look like a bird's nest. Because it's going to be nice and brown, and it's going to look like little sticks. I'm going to put the rest of the chocolate in there. I just need a little more, so let's scrapey out of the bowl. There we go. We're mixing it in, mixy. So this is mixed. You want to make sure all your chow mein noodles are covered nicely. And like I said, it looks like little sticks, just like a bird nest would be. So here you can see, it's so cute. And I love birds and birds nests. Actually, when I was pregnant with my son 13 years ago, he just turned 13. So I guess 13 and a half years ago, whatever. He just turned 13. My baby shower theme was birds and birds nests. So even my handmade invitations had these little birds on it, and I made little nests out of cardstock and everything, made my made invitations. So I have always loved birds. I still love birds, just their music and everything about them. I have like dreams of flying like a bird, but that's you know, another time, another channel. So now that we've got that all mixed up, this is the messy part, but we got this. I washed my hands, they're nice and clean. This is from my family and everything, so I'm not gonna get in gloves and all that. So here we go. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab probably about, I guess, a tablespoon or so of the mixture, about that much. And we're going to put it onto a parchment lined baking sheet. And you're just going to kind of push it in and make it into like a little bird nest shape. If you have to crack some of the sticks, that's okay. So they're just going to be on the pan like that. And we're going to keep making our little nests. Okay, so we have our nests built on our pan. They don't have to be perfect because guess what? Birds' nests aren't perfect. So we got some nests on our pan here. And the one thing I do is while the chocolate is still melted and everything, that's where the eggs come in. So this way the chocolate, the eggs will stick to the chocolate and they won't be falling all around. So you can put probably about 3 little eggs in the nest. You can get fancy and match all the colors, or you could, you know, make pink and blue and white, or all pink, all blue. However you want to do it, they're your nests. Build them how you want. So I'm putting my little eggs in here. I'm going to continue doing this and putting my little eggs in my nests. Then what we're going to do is we're going to either let them set for probably about 30 minutes, or I like things quick, so I'm going to put them in the fridge to set for about 15 minutes, and we'll be back to show you the finished product. So they have now cooled. They have set. We have these beautiful, beautiful little bird's nests. And while we were waiting, I had to, of course, try a little bit of the leftovers. And one thing I tried that I got an idea for was this gray salt. Doesn't have to be this brand, whatever. So this is going to take them to the next level, make everybody think you're just the best cook ever. Just going to sprinkle a little bit of that gray salt on there. And it just hits that chocolate, especially since it's the semi-sweet. That salt just, mwah. So these are finished. They're lovely and so delicious. Have a happy Easter. Bye.